And here at home, it's been a day of cleanup after a damaging wind storm in one area of the Central Coast. Senior reporter John Palmentary is live. And John, this comes right after a big wave event.
Yeah, the year is ending with wind and waves impacting the Central Coast. The big hit was earlier this week, and the cleanup is still taking place from that windstorm that came through early Tuesday morning. The sound of chippers and chainsaws can be heard in many neighborhoods around Goleta and parts of Santa Barbara. These areas were hit hard by a pre-Christmas daytime blast of winds that surprised thousands of residents. Gusts were estimated at over 50 miles per hour, and the path of damage went through populated areas and Highway 101. At least 2 vehicles were damaged. One had a smashed windshield when a branch came down in a neighborhood off of Patterson Avenue. A truck not far away was smashed by a falling limb. No one was hurt by the violent impacts, but the losses will be significant. A couple of kids near Bishop Diego High School were out on a walk to check things out.
There was a tree in front of our house that was really close to coming down.
The family advice was to avoid the high-powered winds.
They would just stay inside, it's safer inside. So. And then the winds just picked up really fast. Yeah, it was crazy.
While most people stayed inside instead of getting hit by debris, the animals were uneasy and scared.
My mom was too scared for me to come out. Yeah.
What about the dog?
The dog, I'm telling you, ran out. Had to go chase it.
Depending on where the debris fell, there's going to be both public and private crews coming out to cut up tree limbs like this. And from what we understand, there's a long list of work to do. You didn't have to go far to see broken tree limbs and wide areas of debris. You can also see where utility and power lines were impacted. Hundreds of customers were without service for hours, where the lines were knocked out by trees. At one car dealership, the wind event and flying debris knocked out a window. Glass was shattered in the work area. Just over a week ago, a big high tide event hit the waterfront, and that was followed by an enormous swell last weekend. Some weak spots along the coast had tidal overflow into parking lots. An area hit with significant sand and ocean debris was the Santa Barbara Yacht Club parking lot. It wasn't as bad as we've seen in recent years, but it did take a solid effort to move the sand out and back to the beach and let cars come in. Nearby businesses had sandbags ready, but all were open for business and the area was spared from any overflow or damage. And let's face it, in recent years, we really have been surprised at times by some weather events that were beyond what was forecasted. This might be one of those. We knew a little bit of rain was coming through Tuesday morning, but nobody really knew we were going to get such an impact of wind to do this kind of damage to come through. And again, most of this stuff happens at the end of the year in December, according to my recollection. Reporting live along the waterfront tonight, lots of people out enjoying the sunset and a walk on the beach. I'm at Ledbetter Beach. I'm News Channel reporter John Palmentary.
First alert weather. Andy, that sunset though.
Yes, that sunset is absolutely gorgeous. Everyone knows I love a good sunset, so I'm going to show it again. Behind John, we saw a lot of pinks and blues over there, really looking like cotton candy as we head into our evening. Now, just a few minutes ago, there were a lot more people there. It's starting to clear out, maybe because those temperatures are really starting to drop and be on the cooler side. But as John mentioned, we have been experiencing some pretty high surf the last week. It's actually going to continue into next week until at least next Wednesday. So definitely something to